In the 7-week course, we start roughly the same way. We oftentimes use big plays like Proof by David Auburn, or Kimberly Akimbo by David Lindsay Bear, I believe, or some Mammoth, or other things that are contemporary, and have the student read and analyze and work more in the 7-week course on the thinking, understanding, and feeling part explicitly. Typically, we would pick one of those big plays, and in the last 3 weeks of the 7-week course, we would put that up as a production. That was a pretty amazing process because we would have 25 students in the theater company, and most of those plays have 4 or 5 characters, and the students could manage a 25-character play in any case, so that takes real professionals just to get people on and off the stage in different roles. So what they did was we figured out that we'd have multiple people playing the same character. So they would have to have character meetings to look at the arc of the character as it evolved over the story of the play. And that process was, and they would also have to figure out how to demonstrate this to the audience so the audience wasn't just confused as to who was who. That was a good process, and again, the students said the same thing about the 7-week course they said about the 1-week course. And recently we changed that. We changed so that final 3 weeks we had the students write their own plays and put on their own production. We picked a theme. The students wrote plays around the theme, and then they figured out all parts of the production, from the marketing and getting people to come to how the transitions between short plays moved. The theme we picked was a business-oriented theme in a sense. It was gambles, risk. And the students wrote plays that illustrated various aspects of risk. Some of these were directly about business. Some were old friends going on a fishing trip. Some were a monologue. Some were about issues of outsourcing. But again, what the students were able to do is exercise their creativity, and we put on a performance that had never been done before that was really amazing when you saw it. The interesting thing about this is that if you give business students permission to be creative, and if you're there to coach them and guide them, not tell them what they ought to learn or tell them what they're going to do, what they can do is really amazing. And they're able to make the transition very easily in their own minds to what does this say about leadership in business. I asked them at the end of the course to write a short paper that reflects on sort of what they've learned about leadership and ethics and business throughout the course. And that process helps to consolidate their learnings around collaboration, around trust, around doing ethics, if you like, by being a part of this group of 24 that has to act as a whole rather than as subgroups.